Alright guys, hope you're doing well. When you watch this, it will be Monday the 6th of January and it will be half an hour before 11:30. Well, that's at least when this video will release. But obviously, well, maybe not obviously actually, right now it's not actually the 6th. It's in fact probably about half an hour just after midnight on Christmas Day, effectively. So not Boxing Day, but Christmas Day. And I wanted to come and make this video. I'm making it at the moment obviously because if I can make them in advance, then I can separate them out over a long time, and then I can later on perhaps develop some more quality or have deeper thoughts in some of these ones. And also I want to kind of just like have little tidbits here and there of things that I've been thinking about or stuff. So today, or rather not today, but about a week ago actually, I came across, I was reading through this one. I think I got this for £2. I can't even remember where I got it from, but I think maybe when I was in Oxford. But I came across like some parts about it, Bruce Lee's like workouts and his life and stuff, and there was so much about this that I read and I was like, shit, yeah, like it's quite astounding. Like it really made me realise like how many times I limit myself, because it says here that Lee believed that the student of exercise should aim at nothing less than physical perfection, including great strength, quickness and skill, exuberant health, and the beauty of muscular form that distinguishes a physically perfect human being. Lee believed that each day brought with it the opportunity to improve ourselves physically and mentally. We could choose either to seize the moment to take a step closer to maximising our potential and progress, or to decline the opportunity and thereby stagnate or regress. Lee wanted to learn as much about his mind and body as possible. He wanted to know what he was truly capable of, rather than settling for what he already knew he could accomplish. And then one of his friends, who was one of his students, Sterling Silliphant, I hope I'm saying that right, he says about how Bruce had him, he had him up to 3 miles a day at a really good pace. They would run 3 miles in 21 or 22 minutes, which is, I mean, pretty crazy by itself. Just under 8 minutes a mile. And when Bruce was running on his own, he could get it down to 6.5 minutes. So this morning he said to me, we're going to go for 5. I said, Bruce, I can't go to 5. I'm a hell of a lot older than you are, and I can't do 5. He said, when we go to 3, we'll shift gears, and then it's only 2 more, and you'll do it. I said, okay, hell, I'll go for it. So we get to 3, we go into the 4th mile, and I'm okay for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I really begin to give out. I'm tired, my heart's pounding, I can't go anymore. And so I say to him, Bruce, if I run anymore, and we're still running, if I run anymore, I'm liable to have a heart attack and die. He said, then die. It made me so mad that I went the full 5 miles. Afterward, I went to the shower, and then I went and wanted to talk to him, and I said to him, why did you say that? And he said, because you might as well be dead. Seriously, if you always put limits on what you can do physically or anything else, it will spread over into the rest of your life. It will spread into your work, into your morality, into your entire being. There are no limits, there are plateaus, but you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. If it kills you, it kills you. A man must constantly exceed his level. And it's like, Bruce Lee was such an inspiring person. So he was capable of so much in his life. He was one of the strongest people that many people knew. He was agile, flexible. He essentially perfected this idea that you can do it all. And especially as well, there's a section earlier on in this as well, where he says that I'm not sure. But essentially it said that not only do people admire Bruce Lee for his capabilities in the cinema, for his capabilities and agilities and just having a physical body, but also people appreciated his own philosophical takes on things. And it just really made me think, and especially as I've been reading these Earthsea books as well, where like the men in it are men of power. The wizards, the strong wizards, they can actually move things and change things. And it made me then realise again, that like power is needed. It's an essential component, and so often we demonise it as some kind of evil thing, but you need power in order to do things and to do good. And beyond that as well, so you have to be a strong person in that sense to be able to affect the world and be good. But also beyond that, looking at someone like Bruce Lee, who allegedly, at least according to the book, synthesized East and Western viewpoints in philosophy to create a kind of comprehensive viewpoint on his own philosophy through these. It also showed that not only did he walk the walk in having a physical body and exercising, but he also was able to talk the talk. And I think so many people who are in academia or anything only talk the talk. You know, in order to actually be an inspiring person, you need to live a life that is worthy of the thing you say you believe in. And it just made me think, like, I was like, wouldn't it be great if I could be someone who's like Bruce Lee, who not only puts his thoughts into words, but into actions, into his body, and his physical body can be a reflection of the type of life he says that he lives by according to his own philosophies. And I caught myself there, especially after reading that, because I thought to myself, oh yeah, isn't that nice? And then I knew that it could just dip off and drop off. And it's almost like going to an art gallery and seeing a really beautiful painting and going, oh wow, that's really nice, isn't it? Oh wow, that's great. And then you move on to the next painting. Like, I was treating that thought as though it's like a nice little daydream, but realistically, that's never possible. But why isn't it? Why can't I do that with my life? So I then started journaling about it and thought about it, and I want to be able to make my body reflect my mind, and my mind to reflect my body. So I say that because they're really the same thing, but the mind is usually expressed through words, and the body is usually expressed through actions. And even though they're the same thing, they have two different expressions typically. So I don't want that to just be some kind of nice piece of art that I see, a nice little thought that I observe and go, oh, that's really nice, but you know, this thing probably isn't possible, this thing probably isn't possible. You have to make trade-offs in life. I mean, potentially the previous video, or maybe the video before that, is a video about trade-offs and how you can't get everything that you want from life. But at the same time, unless you know that you're in a position why also put those limits on yourself? You know, as it's not here, but as Deleuze says about Spinoza's work, he says Spinoza always asks us that we don't know what our bodies can do, and it's that lack of knowledge about what we can become that is perhaps an argument for why we can continue being new things, and always we don't have to set ourselves limits. And in a certain way, let's say I do put this, let's say I never put that limit on me, and I think, yes, I can become someone who's just as agile and strong and sturdy and like everything that I want myself to be. Now let's say that actually isn't possible. Unless I put myself in a position where I'm putting myself in a lot of danger, which I guess Bruce Lee would argue for. I don't like either I keep on thinking that I can move and grow and become new things and become better, or at some point I put a limit on myself in that area and I don't think that I can become anything more than that. And this may sound like it's in direct contrast with the last thing I said about, you know, like there's always a limit, there's always some kind of expectation. There's, if you try and excel in one thing, then you will decrease in another thing. And I think that's fair. But I think it's a matter of, I don't actually know, to be honest, actually now I'm catching myself here. I think that these two are potentially irreconcilable. But what I will say to that, I guess at the very least, is that reading that about Bruce Lee felt just very inspiring, and it gave me a good role model for how I want to live my own life. I want my own expressions in words to be done in my deeds as well. Yeah. So I hope that you find that interesting and valuable. I hope the rest of your week is well, and I'll see you on 7 days after the 6th. See you on the 13th.